Hello, everybody. Bobby here for Full Tilt Weather. We're going to go over today's forecast for Sunday afternoon into the night, particularly between the 3 o'clock time frame and the 12 o'clock time frame. So between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and midnight. We may see a little bit before that, and we may see some straggler cells after 12 o'clock, but the likelihood's pretty low. That's going to be our main time frame right now. And this is for 9/24, which is Sunday tonight, this afternoon. And we will definitely be out and chasing tonight. Me and Ray are already prepping for this now. Okay, so looking at this is HRRR, upscaling cells occurring around East Texas. This is around 9 o'clock. This model is thinking everything starts about 7. I think this is probably the least likely outcome of what we're going to see. But overall, we're still seeing the same mode that we were expecting out of all the models. We're seeing this bowing linear line. This is a linear QCLS. This is your primary wind threat with isolated hail included in it. And then you have your tornadic probabilities on the frontal sectors of these kind of cells that can occur. I think this is probably our more likely model right now. This is an AM 3KM. 5 o'clock, seeing initiation around Bowie, around Bonham. Excuse me. And then you start to see upscale right along just south of Paris. And then you have this large linear QCLS, which, if you notice, has a very flat lining on it. We'll go through some of the actual meteorology runs for this a little bit later. But this is definitely a wind threat, a hail threat. Tornadoes possible, but not a great chance. This run right here has about a 14% chance right in this area right here. But it's not a giant chance by any means. But there could be a couple of tornadoes. I would think, looking at the numbers, probably a better chance for a warning than a tornado on the ground, but we'll see. And then this line begins to fold off over into central Texas, and we have a new line firing on the 4-state line right up here. And as you can see, it begins to gain strength as it comes down off the Arklatek into northwest Louisiana. Well, this is a pretty usual thing. There's quite a bit of topography difference between Texarkana and Shreveport. So you usually see cells really amp up right in this area. That's a usual thing. So I don't see why the model would be wrong there. And then you begin to have your northeast Texas and northwestern Louisiana cells occurring over in this area through the night. And this is late in the night. So this could be occurring. We could have cells all the way into daylight right along the Louisiana-Texas border. That's a possibility. We'll see. If it is, I'll stay up with the warnings all through the night. I've done that many nights in the past. So we're going to move over now to a different program. This is the NamNest. And as you can see, the newer run, it's very close to what 3KM is showing right now. Extremely close. We're going to go over to, this is Supercell Composites. So we're going to take a couple runs off of this. This is going to be geeky meteorology from here. Anybody not interested, that's fine. But we're going to go through some nerd numbers here. And moving forward, we're going to take this pull. This is right above Dallas. This is about Terrell area. Right in that area. This is probably going to be a tornadic run, I would suppose. Given the wind variation due to the jet, the probability does remain. And yes, we do have hazard 6,294 Cape. Okay, well, the last time we had that was the Father's Day derecho. I was expecting more 3000s. This is a brand new run. I have not ran or pulled sets from this. It came out just before I started the video. Uh, we have a 38-mile-an-hour southwesterly inflow, linear formation. We can tell from the hodograph. Everything's moving south-southeast. We can tell that because we have the center point of the hodograph. 6,294 megajoule cape is very disturbing. This is the kind of cape we usually see extremely strong windstorms in. For giggles, let's look at mean layer cape here just for a minute. So I think that's an isolated pull right here because we're seeing that right along here, 4,000, 5,000. I don't think that will be there whenever initiation occurs. I really don't. Let's go through precipitation. Yeah, because that's a little bit early for initiation. But a lot of that cape's going to get ate down as it starts to get more progressive. So we're talking about the 11 to 13 hour being the primary time frame. Let's go with most unstable. Yeah, it's, well, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000. It's still roughly in that same area. You begin to get into heavy windstorms at about 3,000 megajoule cape. So this is kind of the way it works with these cold fronts. You can start seeing convective activity at about 800 megajoule. You can begin from there, you move into the 1200 megajoule, where usually in that area individual cells are capable for tornadoes. We're talking extremely small tornadoes. 2,400 is usually your bracket for tornadic activity. This is really high hail probability. Then moving into 3,000, you go into linear lines or segmentations like Rolling Fork, or the 2019 Jacksonville, Alabama tornado, a 2017 Hattiesburg, Mississippi night tornado. Then you move into the 4,000 and above. Well, if a supercell can get in that, you have something like Joplin or more. Then, if you don't, you have a very, very extremely strong wind line like the Father's Day cell that we've seen that just ripped a hole through East Texas. Actually, all the way from New Mexico, around Andrews, New Mexico, all the way to about Destin, Florida. There was an extremely long convective activity. But giving the probability here, we're going to move this a little bit forward. We're going to take some of these other pulls. This is the 13 hour. This is right in front of this line, about 3,000, showing it a little bit more linear at this point, not that 6,000. Initiation, the model is expecting is about at about 6,000 megajoule. Moving forward, we're probably going to move down more to 3,000, which is more in the linear 60s, 70s area. Much better curving hodograph. 46. This is a probable tornado possibility on the frontal. You begin to see here we've moved down into 3,629 cape, so we're going to say 3,600 overall. A lot more linear here. We're not really heavily included at this point, but a lot of rain in this area. Expected 2.4 inches. This could be a probable tornado. This is, it would be closer to, let's say, Waxahachie. Yeah. Well, down in that same area we're going to be. I was expecting to go to Terrell and see if I needed to move a little bit north. So, yeah, right along here. This is Ellis County. I forget what county Coughlin's in. And Forney. Then you have, Canton in this area. So yeah, right through this area is the primary threat. And that would equate, I would have to do a little bit more math, but I would say that's about a 17% tornado chance. Yeah, the models are not really picking it up, but you can see there's a lot of movement in the wind variation right through that area. Makes that definitely a target zone this afternoon, probably about 8 o'clock, right in that time frame. Let's go ahead and move the 3 up again. I believe 8 was the time pull. Maybe a little, okay. Well, one thing is we're like way above the time frames. Yeah, the 13-hour right here. So this cell right here, if this is the probability, the NAM and the 3KM are thinking there is a light possibility of a tornado in this area. This will be the primary area of focus for me through the night. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here because I've definitely talked everybody's ear off. Hope you have a great Sunday. Hope you went to church. Praise God. Everybody have a good night, a safe night, and God bless you.